Okay, so we're recording. Welcome, Lisa, to episode 3 of Body Victory Diaries. So Lisa is a confidence coach for women. And so Lisa is going to share with us kind of her, how she's working with people, her tips, and we'll just kind of see where we go from here. So how are you kind of feeling at the moment in terms of like this massive kind of shift of what's going on?
And truthfully, I'm excited.
Me too. Yeah.
Truthfully, I often speak about how I've got one foot in my old life and one foot in my new life. I think at the moment where we're in lockdown and everybody is in their four walls, I feel from my perspective that it's a really good time to go inward and really look at what's important to you. What are you missing? What are you not missing? What do you need? What you don't need? And it's especially over the weekend, I think, because for me, I've actually been in lockdown for 2 weeks because I possibly could have been near somebody. So I went to ground a little bit earlier. So for me, it was 2 weeks, and it was like, oh, you know what? We've been on that holiday for 2 weeks now. It's time to go back to normal. And it's like, actually, no, we can't. So it hit me a little bit at the weekend, but. So, you know, I'm very open. You know, I had a little cry, and I'm thinking, okay, no, this is good. This is actually good.
That's what I like about the thing when I hear you talking to the women that you work with. You tell them that you've had a down day and that you've cried. I think that's really inspiring to.
I think over the years, I used to follow people or be coached by or various people that I came across, and I just thought, oh, you're not allowed to show your feelings because otherwise. Shows that you're not a leader, whereas I feel now that I can't pretend. I've never been, you know, I'm the girl that used to wear high heels thinking she was great and fall flat on her face, and I can't pretend. So I'm very much what you see is what you get, and I've really felt this. You know, my daughter lives 20 minutes away and I can't see her. And that's horrible. She's so close, yet there's just this big divide. My mum and dad are up in Yorkshire. They're not well. I can't see them. Can't go anywhere near them. So, you know, we're all feeling it on different levels, but it's strengthening relationships from afar as well, which is
definitely,
you know, and it's
very interesting.
We can make plans and we can start visualizing and thinking what that day is going to be like, that day when we're all allowed out. You know, so
like cutting out all of the silly kind of stuff that we get upset about and making us a bit more humble as well.
And really appreciate what actually you do have rather than be concerned about what you haven't got. You know, it's like I haven't even driven my car for 2 weeks and I haven't even missed it. It's weird and it's exciting, and it's I can only, for me, it's going to lead to great things for many people.
I actually got on a bike today for the first time in ages, and I really hate going on a bike, and I was like, I need to do this now. So that was
it's good. That's why my one little bit of freedom every day. I used to walk on my bike, but I've started going on my bike because I just kind of, well, firstly, if I go past it, it can go quicker.
Exactly. So can you tell us a little bit about kind of the work that you're doing, maybe as why it's slightly different from the kind of other people within like the life coaching world, and just, you know.
Well, I believe that everything has to start from somewhere, and I always focus on the energy that you give something, because that's like the seed where it all starts. And what I find is, you know, my kind of niche, if you like, is working with women. And I like to inspire them first by showing that I'm only a few steps ahead. I don't want to have this big divide where I'm up here and they're not. That's not what I'm about at all, because I can be that person. So what I try and do is I try and coach in a way that would help me, because through my years and years of things happening to me, I need somebody like me who just
That's right.
Connected. I'm sorry.
That's just for anybody who is not concentrating, to remind them to concentrate.
That's actually switched off. That's really strange. I do apologise. So what I'd like to do is literally nurture people from that place of like, you know what, it is okay. You're not going crazy. You're not this, you're not that. Because I think for me, I'm very, very sensitive. And to me, I was often criticized for being too sensitive. And now I find it's my biggest attribute because I can tap into how other people are feeling.
Yeah.
And worse, if you are that personality, there's nothing worse than someone saying you're stupid, you're silly, like, don't you even know that? Because it hurts, you know, even when I say it, it hurts me. So I just do things very gently, lovingly, kindly, through inspiration, showing that I've been there. I've got the t-shirt as well, but also not showing them that when you step over that invisible line, that fear that we all have on every level, once you step over it, through it, round it, whichever way it is, it's like, oh, I did that. And then we can build on that. And so I like to think I build the foundations first and then we move forward.
Yeah.
So that's
it's really interesting what you said about that you're saying that you're just a few steps ahead, because there's a lot of people who are like really famous and really big kind of guru structures who they feel so far away, so it's kind of like I don't even want to try. And I think like that's really nice, and that kind of inspires me to be like, with my clients, I don't have to be this kind of massively overfit kind of person. I can kind of understand it, because I've watched videos of people doing YouTube videos and they have no idea what it's like to just start exercising, so they think that a burpee is really easy.
Yeah, and
it is to them, but they've forgotten. And it's important to, if you're
that's the word you've hit on. It's people forget very easily. And I'm not saying that they forget where they've come from, and I don't think they forget their journey, but it's like you know, because I'm a driving instructor as well by trade, and I remember starting my training at the beginning, and my trainer, he used to say to me, it's like teaching a child to tie their shoelace. Somebody has no idea. You have to go back to those absolute first steps, like even put the key in the ignition. And that's what I try to do, is like literally just try and think, well, what was I thinking, and kind of retrace my pathway a little bit. It's also important to have boundaries in place, you know, because obviously you can be accessible, but then people think you're very accessible, and you've got to protect yourself as well. So it's just finding that fine line that works. And hopefully I've found the balance. Hopefully I've found the balance, because people trust me. They know that I'm never going to put them down, because I have seriously been put down ridiculously all my life. And it's until I found this work that I realised actually I'm okay. And that's why I want to share it with other people, so everyone knows they're actually okay. And then
that's similar, because I came from a dance background, which was all about there was a lot of criticism of your body and feeling like you're not good enough in your body, and that affected me. So now that's why I help people to make them feel. So it's really interesting. It's a similar thing to ensure they never feel like that.
Well, I've been to one of your retreats, and that was life changing for me, because I was in that place where I was in that place, and it really helped because you were very much one of us.
Yeah,
knowledge as well, which was lovely, and that really helped me.
Thank you. So I, from like seeing a lot of your posts, I see that you focus quite a lot on things like gratitude. Would you say that's are there any kind of core foundational things that you promote with people? It's gratitude, is something else, or?
So gratitude, affirmations, really focusing on your thoughts and your words. I'm so huge on saying, I need to tweet your words out. Just 1 second. Let me just pulling you apart. I just need to just go back, because we are programmed, and society programs us to look for the worst. You know, the news is always the worst. Like the child walking on the wall is going to fall off, not like, wow, that's so clever, you're so strong. You know, we are programmed into looking for the worst. So what I try and do first of all is with gratitude, even if someone's not practiced gratitude before, it's like, okay, now you've told me what you don't like, tell me what you do like. You know, it's just getting them to think a little bit and to appreciate, you know, that where I live now, it's beautiful. Every morning it's just the most amazing sunrise in the morning. Now there would have been a time when I've just gone, oh, that's nice, whereas now I just sit and go, wow. You know, just really realise actually what you have got around you that floats your boat, that you like, that you're drawn to. By doing that, you start to see more of it, and that's the beauty of gratitude on any level. You know, from your cup of tea to my cat lying on the rug, like, looks all cute, and it just makes me smile. And it's some people think it can be a little bit fluffy, but actually, if you start really looking at it, do start to shift, because you're changing your mindset just by doing that. You know, and with affirmations, you know, I am the two most powerful words in the English language. You know, so what are you? As soon as you say I am, you're announcing it to yourself, and you're hearing all the time what you're saying to yourself, whether it's outwardly or inwardly.
Yeah.
So if you use those positive words, those positive affirmations, then again, you are hearing yourself, you are listening to yourself, and just, you know, I'm trying my best as well, I'm not having such an awful day. It's like, no, you're doing the best that you can. And there's a big shift in the energy in those words.
Yeah.
And that's what I really try and encourage people to do.
Yeah. I think like the benefit of, because you have your which Marie has spoken to me about before, the morning breakfast boost. Yeah. And I think having that kind of those groups which you come to every single day, and hearing that everybody else is benefiting from the gratitude practice, but also having that just checking in with you every day and to remind you to do it, I think that is where you start, because you need that consistency, don't you, of practicing it. Like just doing it once is not, you might feel a little something, but
and I you know, I always relate things to real life, you know, out like a physical thing. So it's, you know, like for example, you know, as I always relate it to when you were little as well. Like, you know, when you were little, you didn't just get on a bike and ride it. You had to work your way to it. Apart from my son, who thought he could get on a bike and ride it, but that was interesting. But apart from that, you know, it's everything you have to build up to. Learning to clean your teeth, you can't just do it. You have to do it daily to get in the habit of it, and then it becomes second nature. And we don't think twice about cleaning our teeth. And so, with something like gratitude, as long as it's coming from a place where you're open to it, you know, for me, for many years, the people around me were like, "What are you doing? You're mad." And I'd be like, "No, I'm going to carry on. I'm going to carry on." And now I genuinely look at things, "Oh, isn't that lovely?" And, you know, people might look at me and go, "God, she's a bit, what's it?" But it doesn't, I don't care, because it makes me happy.
Yeah, exactly.
Your energy rises. And when your energy rises, your vibration, you are then aligned with the things that are going to keep lifting you up.
Yeah.
But, you know, and I'm human. I have, you know, I've had dip days, like I've mentioned. That's why I call them dip days. You know, I have a dip, but if you go down, you've got to come back up again. You can't stay down forever. It doesn't happen that way. So it's just the process and let it flow through. And that's what I really encourage my clients to do.
Yeah. It's so important to have somebody on that, I think, that journey with you, so that you can, like, working with someone like you can say, "Oh, I'm having a dip day," and then you can understand and kind of basically guiding them through the whole process.
Definitely. And one thing that I've really started to, especially with the situation that we're in at the moment, is I always talk from the scar, not the wound. And this is something I've learned through the coaching that I've had. When we talk from the wound, we're talking through our pain. With, you know, we may come out with things that wouldn't normally say. So what I try and do is, like, for example, like say at the weekend, you know, it suddenly hit me like, wow, we are in it.
Yeah.
I came offline. I didn't speak to anybody. I was very quiet on my group. I just said, I'm having a quiet day. The next day, had an early night. Next day, absolutely fine. Went on that. This is what I felt yesterday. But had I spoken about it in that rawness, it wouldn't have been beneficial to anybody. I would have just been, "Oh, poor me." And I just thought, just go away, take yourself away, come back, and then talk about the experience. But didn't leave it like 2 weeks or anything like that. I'm very, very open with people, because I believe the more open I am, I'm encouraging other people to be more open, and that's going to have a ripple effect into their lives as well.
But like you said, you're doing it in a mindful way, so giving yourself a little bit of time to process and really see what's going on. Which I guess this whole experience is getting us to do, isn't it? I had an actual fear of like moving into my flat by myself and being by myself. And so at the start of this year, I was like, right, I'm going to be as sociable as I can and make loads of friends. And then this obviously happened. I think the universe was like, no, Alice, you're going to be by yourself and just, you know, be okay with it and just take that time. And now I'm kind of fine with it.
We can be okay.
Yeah,
we can. You know, of course, you know, I'm missing my friends, I'm missing my daughter, I'm missing my parents. Also, what I'm doing is really appreciating it. So, I can't be bothered to do this. And it's like, yes, get me in the car, let me go. You know, it's going to bring back that enthusiasm that I think, if I'm truthful, I think that I'd lost its way a little bit. many.
Definitely. And I think being more in one place and not always rushing around is being very grounding for me, and my mind is so much clearer, I think.
Absolutely.
Which so it made me think that maybe going forward, maybe people will stay a little bit more at home and won't kind of run around the city as much and do,
Yeah.
you know, because
Yeah.
it's better, and stay more around their area rather than always needing to go. And that's kind of more traditional, I think, is to kind of
Yeah. Recently, a couple of weeks ago, or no, maybe a bit longer, maybe about 3 or 4 weeks ago, I literally was starting to feel exactly what you're just saying. Everything's too peoply, the world's too busy.
Yeah.
It's like doesn't feel right. Everything feels strained and too hard. You know, it's that's really the feeling that I started to get. So it's it's like of course it's not ideal what's going on out there, and I'm very aware of what's going on out there. But I'm also very aware of the positives of it as well.
Yeah, the bigger kind of perspective.
Yeah.
Do you have any specific kind of techniques that you use with maybe in your breakfast morning group, or that you would want to share, or anything like that?
The main thing is I always encourage people to say what they feel. That's the main thing. And similar along the lines of what you do, you know, breathing. Absolutely. A lot of the ladies that follow me aren't necessarily yoga orientated, so I just do different types of breathing, but it's actually making them realize that they can calm themselves.
Like self-soothing, basically.
Yeah, absolutely. The other thing, again, write rather than let it rattle around in your head, you know, literally write. Kind of what we were talking about, you know, meditation, but, you know, do it from something that they love. So it could be, you know, the drawing, it could be writing, it could be just doing some very gentle, it could be watching your toes wiggle, you know, anything that just brings you back. Main things that I do as well. And also making sure, the biggest thing right now, just switch off the news. I was thinking as well, and I can't remember where I heard it. It was it really made a lot of sense, because I just tune in. I don't actually watch the television. I just listen. I just have a quick Google.
Same.
No. But don't do it first thing in the morning, because if it worries you, scares you, it's going to tip your day. And don't do it last thing at night, because it's going to be on your mind when you go to sleep. So maybe just check in around sort of tea time, and then some time to distract if you are that way inclined, because you've got to be very mindful of what your personality is. For me, I just watch it, think okay, and then crack on with whatever I need to do. But I'm very aware that some people aren't like that, and that's okay. Personality. So time it to how you need to time it for you, you know. And that's why in the evenings in Breakfast Boost Club, I'm doing evening stuff as well, to keep everybody focusing on the good stuff. And just self-care, really look after themselves as well, because it's so easy to get wrapped up in it all.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, that's really interesting. And so what are when you we come out of this experience, have you got any plans of the things that you want to do, like personally, but also with your business?
Yeah, well, while we're in lockdown, I am recreating my website. I'm rebranding completely. I'm going to hold another wellbeing day in about a month, and I'm going to have, now that I've got the time, because the last one was put together fairly quickly, but it was a great success. So I'm going to literally spread the word even more. So when I get out, more people are going to know about me, which is going to be exciting, so I can spread that word more. On a personal level, I'm streamlining everything. Do I really need to be doing that in my life anymore? I just got to really structure it to look after me more. And it's really interesting about who rings you and who you want to ring and who you don't want to ring, and all those sort of things. You just realize what you do need and what you don't need. And I'm actually looking forward to seeing what that looks like on the other side as well. So, and a hug, can't wait for a hug with anyone.
Well, Casey was doing yesterday like a hug for yourself, which I thought was so cute.
I do that with the group. It's like, just give yourself a hug. You're like, we all sit there doing this online. It's so fun.
It takes you back to kind of the fundamental needs of like being touch. Everybody needs everything the same, basically, you know, whether you're a celebrity or, you know, you're.
And I think as well, that's the other thing, like, it's stripped away of people's perceptions of other people, and it's stripped away I don't know, people seem a lot more humble already. So I think it's going to be a huge shift, and I am genuinely excited for it.
Yeah. It's an interesting time to be dating or in a new relationship, I have to tell you. It feels like being in the Victorian times.
Really?
Yeah, basically. But in that sense, like with dating, it does make you be less, more humble, more building on a friendship with somebody, taking your time. So
That's good. Yeah,
really
that's
cool.
true. It's yeah, I'm not in that scenario at the moment, but like my son, you know, he can't see his girlfriend, and they're so lovely together, and they've been amazing. So yeah, it's just building up on so many foundations of what we really need to be remembering and what really is important, and it is those fundamental needs, isn't it? Those human needs.
So what's the best way? What's the best way for people to kind of, if people want to connect with you, or what, kind of access your offerings or services?
So I am on Facebook a lot. That's where my groups are.
Below then that link.
So I've got the free group, which is the Confidence Club, and then we've got the membership group, the Breakfast Boost Club, which is where I'm on a lot, you know, literally all the time at the moment. And we're, like I say, we're doing self-care plus mindset and confidence stuff as well. The website, which is currently being redone, is www.lisahawkyard.com. Although that isn't really worth going to at the moment. It will be looking fantastic very soon. And Instagram, I'm really active on Instagram as well, which is at Lisa Hawkyard Coaching.
Okay. And then we'll both be together at the wellbeing event on April the 16th. Yeah.
Fab. So yeah, I'll let you know about that as well. So yeah, it's good. Everybody's good.
Thank you so much for answering my million questions. And yeah, if we want to talk more, maybe we can do a part 2.
Yeah, that'll be fab. That'll be great.
I've got the time, so.
I'm not going anywhere.
Okay, great. Thank you, Lisa. I'll put all the information below.
Take care. Thanks, Alice.
Bye.